My parents looked me in the eyes and said, "You don't fit this family image, so say," then left on a trip with everyone else, so I sold the house. They'd been living in rent-free for years, and now they don't fit in anywhere. My father didn't even look up from his luggage when he said it. He just zipped his leather suitcase, smoothed his collar in the foyer mirror, and delivered the sentence that shattered 26 years of loyalty.
"You don't fit our family image anymore."
"Logan, it's better if you stay behind." My mother was standing right beside him, adjusting my golden child brother Julian's silk tie. Julian was 22, freshly graduated from an expensive private college I paid for, and grinning like he had just won a prize. "Don't take it personally, bro," Julian smirked, grabbing his designer shades. "It's a luxury Mediterranean cruise. High-profile guests, private villas, networking. Your rough, working-class vibe just doesn't blend with the aesthetic we're presenting." My mother chimed in, her voice coated in artificial sweetness. "Look at your hands, Logan. Look at your clothes. You work in construction management. We need to present Julian as an elite prodigy to our friends. Having you in the photos just drags us down. Look after the house while we're gone for the month. Be useful." I stood in the hallway of that 4-bedroom suburban estate, looking at my hands, calloused, scarred, and strong. The hands that worked 70-hour weeks so Julian wouldn't graduate with debt. The hands that quietly paid off my parents, mounting medical bills and credit card defaults. I didn't yell. I didn't beg. "Are you sure about this?" I asked quietly. My father scoffed, grabbing his keys. "We leave in 10 minutes. Lock the gate when the Uber drops us at the airport." They walked out, laughing together as the cab pulled away, never once looking back. They forgot one fundamental detail. The aesthetic they loved so much wasn't theirs. 6 years ago, when my father's business went bankrupt, the bank foreclosed on their family home. I bought this property under my sole LLC to save them from homelessness. I paid the mortgage, covered the property taxes, replaced the roof, and remodeled the kitchen. They lived there rent-free for over half a decade, slowly rewriting history until they actually believed they were the wealthy. Patriarchs and I was just the embarrassing, live-in failure. I stood in the silent living room pulling out my phone. A corporate cash buyer had offered me 15% above market value for the property 2 weeks ago. I had initially held off because I wanted to protect my parents. Not anymore. I dialed the real estate broker. "Mark, it's Logan. I accept the all-cash offer. Fast-track the closing to 21 days. As his condition." The next morning, the process began. Every single day while they posted sun-drenched photos on Instagram, cocktails in Santorini, yacht parties in Monaco, captions reading, "Blessed with our perfect boy," I packed. I hired a professional moving crew. I moved every piece of furniture, appliance, and decoration I had bought into long-term storage under my name for their personal belongings. I paid for 3 months of upfront storage at a climate-controlled facility across town. I left the house completely stripped to the bone. No couches, no beds, no curtains, just bare drywall, clean hardwood, and an empty kitchen. By day 22, the wire transfer hit my bank account, $840,000. I signed the final deeds, handed the keys over to the new owner's property manager, and booked an apartment 3 states away near my new infrastructure contract. On day 30, their flight landed. I knew the exact moment they arrived at the house because my phone erupted with 40 missed calls in 10 minutes. I poured myself a glass of water, sat back on my new balcony overlooking the city skyline, and finally answered my father's call. "Logan, what the hell is going on?" my father screamed, his voice cracking with hysteria. "The locks are changed. There's a strange family unloading furniture into the driveway. Where are our things? Logan, pick up your phone. Julian is having a panic attack," my mother cried in the background. "Where is our home?" I kept my voice dead level, ice cold. "It was never your home. It was mine." Silence hit the line like a freight train. "What did you do?" my father whispered. "I sold it," I replied evenly. "Cash deal. Closed 3 days ago." "You can't do that," my mother shrieked, snatching the phone. "We raised you. Where are we supposed to live?" "Julian has interviews next week. Our friends are coming over for a welcome back dinner." "Then you should probably find an Airbnb that fits your image," I said softly. "Your clothes and personal papers are at Apex Storage on 5th Avenue. Locker 402. I paid 3 months. After that, they auction it off." "Logan, please, we are your family," my father pleaded, the arrogance completely gone, replaced by desperate terror. "You can't abandon us like this." "You were right, Dad," I whispered into the receiver. "I just don't fit the family image." So I removed myself and the foundation you were standing on. I hung up, blocked every single number, and watched the sunset. They wanted a life built purely on appearances. Now they had to pay for it.